So guys, I'm here. I have arrived. So you guys are with Antres. I am your official host for Rebel Conversations, creator of therobotrebel.com, a blog space for women who need to live and think and grow creatively outside of the box. This is the pilot episode of Rebel Conversations. I cannot tell you how excited I am. If I was a rocket, I was just telling everybody, I'd shoot right out of here, guys. I'm so excited, so happy to have my circle of friends joining me for the first pilot episode. I have some amazing people that I've met via Instagram, social media, events, just doing my thing. You guys know how I do out here. So I want to take a time to have Chris and Mark and Ryan and Camilla. Go on and correct me.
Camilla.
See, I knew it was going to happen.
Close.
I want you guys to take a minute and introduce yourself. Tell my guests where to find you and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. I'm Chris. Hey, how are
Hey.
you? I have two podcasts right now.
All right.
One is called the On Deck TV Hip Hop Podcast, where we talk about hip hop.
Nice.
Right. You didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
And then I also have a fashion podcast called Fresh for Dummies.
Oh, that
Okay.
explains the Billionaires Boys Club sweatshirt that you're rocking. Can we just get a little taste of that? Yeah. Mark, who we got? What's up?
Welcome. I am DJ Mark Harris. I'm the producer of the Robot Rebel Conversations. I'm also a producer and co-host of the upcoming podcast in, what did we say we were going to name
Man's Cave.
it? No, it's not going to be
No?
the Man's Cave.
Nice try.
To be
It's gonna
determined.
be, actually, no, I remember. It's going to be called the B-Side.
The B-side. That's right.
Talking about arts, entertainment, culture.
Yeah.
Find me on Instagram at Sirrah Media, SIRRAH Media.
Nice. Ryan, you up next?
What up? This is Ryan Hall. Things with a Rye on Instagram. Blogger, men's fashion, lifestyle, blogger, specialist, stylist, all that good stuff. Finance by day, fashion by night. Things with a Rye on Instagram and thingswitharye.squarespace.com.
Can I just get into this jacket? I mean, clearly the jacket has its own Instagram. Oh,
Appreciate it.
Jacket
yummy,
lit.
yummy.
Jacket lit.
Yeah.
Jacket lit.
Appreciate it.
All right, and you know what? Last but certainly not least,
Thank
guys,
you.
if you guys are on Instagram, this is an Atlanta gem, an Atlanta
thank you.
local, a sweetheart. I mean, I think you're so amazing. I think what you and your team, your woes, bring to the table in the whole world of podcasting is amazing. So I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Camilla. I just want to carry you in my back pocket. Thank you. But I'm Camilla, one of the co-hosts of Black Balance podcast, and we like to do interviews where we interview creatives, entrepreneurs, go-getters, self-starters, pretty much anybody we want to.
I mean,
Basically.
visionaries. It's
Thank
a
you.
really dope podcast, very
Thank you.
authentic, and special and unique, and it really captures Black girl magic. So, with that being said, guys, this pilot episode is all about rewinding 2017. Now, of course, we're in the middle of December. I thought it would be so epic to talk about all of the things 2017, whether it's politics, whether it's celebrity news, culture, all of the things that kind of come up in our feed on Instagram or Facebook, right? Because no one watches the news anymore, right? I mean,
I don't.
I mean, clearly, right? But I thought it would be really ingenious to do this. And I really want to take the time to kind of kick off what the topics are going to be about tonight. And we're going to get into that discussion of it. Black girl magic all freaking year has been the littest thing ever, and it's actually real. At first I didn't really buy into it, and I'm not ashamed to say that. At Rebel Conversations, we're transparent, and I really didn't buy into the whole black girl magic because I wasn't sure if it was being objectified, if it was some marketing thing, or, because the culture vultures do take on our phrases, our hashtags, and objectify them and make coin off of them. But I gotta tell you, I don't know where it originated from. The black girl magic this year has been crazy. I mean, Tiana Taylor, okay, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Atlanta mayor. Yes,
Keisha.
Atlanta got a mayor named Keisha.
Right.
I mean, what?
Keisha.
Come through. We have Angela Rye.
Yes.
She's babe. We were just talking about that off camera.
Things with Angela Rye.
I mean, come on. Oh, look at this. Come on. It's just been totally phenomenal. So I kind of want to ask Chris, what have been some of your favorite black girl magic moments?
Easy. Issa Rae.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's so funny. I was like thinking the same thing.
I love it. Insecure season 2. I was locked and loaded. And that's probably something that's not even necessarily supposed to be catered for someone like me, but I was drawn in with my wife watching every Sunday.
When you say someone like me, what do you mean by that?
By the male audience, I think that's more catered to. It reminds me of a female version of Atlanta.
Oh,
The show Atlanta,
yeah.
done in California,
Done
but
in LA, yeah.
catered toward women. Because I know she kind of talks the talk and kind of has those awkward black girl moments that a lot of people can relate to. And it may go over my head a little bit, but it's still entertaining, and it's good to see another perspective on TV.
So Camille, you gotta tell me what
Camille.
Camille. I'm gonna get that right by the end of this show. Camille. So tell us about Issa Rae and your insecure fanatic. Like what's going on with that?
Like,
for you?
seriously, I've been a fan of Issa Rae since Awkward Black Girl. I don't know if anybody watched the web series here.
I
but
didn't before.
You did?
I didn't before. I'm being honest.
You're not a true fan. But,
Controversial.
right, there you go, right there. Right.
In my own tribe.
You're out the group. I'm just kidding. But no, like if you watch the shows, they're really relatable. And I like Chris was saying, they're relatable to people who feel like they might be that awkward black girl. Like, and even if you're not exactly like Issa, there's something you could take from it, certain quality. Or you may be like Molly. I don't know. You may be like other people in the show. But even still, I think it's relatable, even if you may not exactly see yourself.
What have you learned about yourself through watching season 2?
That we be tripping. Like, no. No, not about myself. But I think that I guess you could see like growth. Like I think it's safe to say like probably everybody in here has been through some crazy relationships. So I think I can relate to like just growing and be like, yo, like
Yeah. You know, when I first started the Robot Rebel, it was all about sharing the story of my heartbreak and being, dumped and getting over my ex-boyfriend and how hard that was. I actually stayed away from Insecure because of that. So I didn't watch season 1. I didn't really get on the whole Insecure. I'm just saying I didn't get into the Insecure car until this year, and I gotta say, when I watched it, like growth. I've grown. I'm not in those stagnant places of wanting something to work. So honestly, I would have to commend the writers of that show and how well they detail the day in the life of a black girl in dating. Ryan, what do you think?
It's like the perfect millennial, like late 20, early 30 something show for like singles and married and relationships and whomever. I mean, that show kept my group chat popping. Every Monday morning, like the recaps was insane, like maddening. So it was she's done a thing. I mean, like it's an incredibly well written show. It's funny, it's relatable. It has those really awkward moments that I can like pinpoint. I'm afraid to bring out. I'm not sure what the rating on this podcast is.
We all know what you're referring to.
Say what you need to say.
Sex? Is she talking about sex? What
One specific scene where she, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, she's in. Is it fellatio?
There you go.
She's
showcasing her skill, and then was surprised by the thumbs up.
Which I didn't agree with her reaction.
Nobody agreed with her reaction.
Yeah, nobody did.
I did.
No.
Why?
She overreacted.
Pause for the cause. That was not an overreaction, honey.
What did you expect to happen?
There you go.
When she unleashed her black girl magic, she got upset.
Oh God! that whole scene makes me speechless. No pun intended. I gotta get into the next thing. So television has been huge this year. A lot of seasons got renewed. So we got Blackish. We got Scandal. It's the last season of Scandal this year, right? Or did they already? Is it
don't look at me. I honestly don't.
Nobody
watch.
watching Scandal.
Not anymore.
She's
gotta have it.
It's the last
This is
season.
last season. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's epic, right? I mean, trendsetter, Shonda Rhimes. She's got to have it. Spike Lee brings that to the forefront in our current times. Thought he did a wonderful job with it, to be quite honest.
Can I tell you about She's Gotta Have It?
Please, let's go to it.
I watched it. I watched the first episode. I gave it 10 minutes and then I was out of there. But here's the Spike-isms, talking to the screen. I'm not a huge fan, but a lot of people told me, stay with it. It gets better. So I powered through the first episode. Then I finished the rest in like 2 days.
Okay, thoughts?
I loved it. I thought it was, again, it's a different perspective. It's fresh seeing what other people think about certain situations. And they pose new questions. They pose new conversations.
What specifically?
Oh, like her having, in the position that she was in, starving artist, air quote, with, the different type of guys that she had in her life that represented what people like or what she liked, but you could kind of, people like variety, right? So in a perfect world, I would have 6 different people in one, if possible. I ain't do that, dude.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. Like I'm about to bust out of these pants. Okay, come on.
Shout out to Daniel.
Daniel.
Bust out these pants, Daniel. It's an insecure reference.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I'm new to the game, so. But I'm a fan.
I haven't seen She's Gotta Have You. I seen the original movie, and I
Yeah.
love the original movie.
Love the original movie.
Well, the show made me realize I didn't see the movie.
I haven't
so
seen
then
the
I had to
movie
go
either.
watch the
Seriously,
movie.
okay.
I haven't seen it either.
Don't you guys wish that he would have redid Do the Right Thing?
Maybe it's coming.
I know.
You think
We
it's
don't know.
coming?
Right.
'Cause-
Hey.
Wow, what a time
That's
to have
probably
Do the
what we
Right
need.
Thing, boo.
That's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd rather him read.
But then what a time for
More
this
better
too.
blues. That's a good one too.
It's Black Girl Magic, like you said, so it's right on time.
So are y'all gonna cue me in or what? Cause we hungry.
All you need to do is you will start back from where you were.
Let's say you're gonna start back on She's Gotta Have It.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I can't say Cam.
Yeah, you can.
Thank you, Jesus.
Okay.
So we were talking about. Can I go in? Okay, so we were talking about Issa Rae and the whole insecure thing. Then we moved into She's Gotta Have It. She's Gotta Have It. What have you learned? You said variety. Something
Yes.
about variety.
No, it just
Speak on that.
it made it clear that in a perfect world,
Mm-hmm.
you could have your cake and eat it too, to a certain extent.
Well, I in a perfect world,
Yes.
in a real world,
Right.
everybody's having their cake and eating it too.
Well,
Like,
2017.
yeah.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Well, Nola's
Well,
like,
maybe you're married. I forgot you're married. Right. Get into this single game.
well, Nola's like, well, the whole thing what I liked about like I said, the original movie was like all she did was compartmentalize, and she was the first woman seen to do that. There's like we kept like 86, 87, and no one ever seen a woman like, okay, well, I want the serious guy, I want the
Spontaneous.
fun guy,
Yeah.
the fun guy, I want the the workout guy, whatever.
corporate
So the
guy,
corporate
yeah.
said she and like nobody's done that, so I thought it was genius since of its time for it to be like a woman.
Is
playing that role.
Nola
Right.
the original Issa?
Low-key.
Low-key.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
might be
But
original
it-
Molly, but she might.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like,
Molly.
Issa doesn't seem like she wants to be like in many relationships. She wants to be in the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was asking
Yeah,
Molly for
absolutely.
tips. She did. How do I be a hoe? What did she say?
Right, yeah,
What's the
pretty
best
much,
way to be a
that's it,
hoe?
that's it right
How to
there.
be a hoe? Teach me how to hoe.
She's like, that's rude.
You're right.
So, Tiana Taylor. Tiana Taylor
Sheesh.
ripped the
Yeah.
runway.
Sheesh.
Did she not really put black women in a place of empowerment? Like Cam.
She's like, I don't know. I feel like she's like the undercover, like underdog. Even though she's not an underdog, but it seems like overnight, like something just from
Set
the
off.
Kanye like video to
Yep.
like
Yes.
it's like things are just in line for her,
Yes,
which is great.
Yes.
You
Did
know.
you guys get a chance to see her
I
on the
didn't.
runway? You
I did
didn't?
not.
I didn't
Man.
wait, not when she had that boot on her foot, like when she was performing.
No. When
Okay.
she was performing and when she did the D2s or the D squared fashion show and she strutted.
Is that with the blonde wig?
Yes,
Okay.
baby.
Okay.
I mean, killing it. And she's, shout out to the petite curvy. That's a new body
Slim
type
thick.
in the game. The slim thick.
What did you say?
Petite
Cheesecake.
curvy.
Slim thick.
Oh, I was
Slim-
like,
You hungry?
maybe.
But no, here's what I like about Tiana Taylor. Very authentic. She's true to herself. I think she's born and raised New York, so she's a New York girl. She puts her husband. She gives him so much confidence. And I'm not saying Iman Shumpert plays for the Cavaliers. I'm not saying he doesn't have confidence or swag, but she kind of unleashes the beast in him. I mean, this brother put out a rap album or an EP.
Yeah.
I don't think he put out an
Yeah.
album yet. So he did a few EPs, a few mixtapes. And I think they're going to have a reality show
They
kick
are.
off in 2018. So Tiana Taylor also is a part of that fiber of Black Girl Magic in 2017. What other moments of Black Girl Magic do you think set off?
Sheesh. I can't think of off the top. I mean, like, shout out to Michelle Obama for still like holding the
So, you know
the
what?
line.
We are
Yeah.
still riding on the
Of,
fumes.
yeah.
That is Michelle
I
Obama.
say, yeah, she's
Let
still,
me say this. What I like most about 2017's Black Girl Magic is the layers of black women. It's
Right.
not one type. There was a time where Tyquisha was that one, typecast in your talk shows, your TV shows, social media, movies, magazines. I mean, Ebony and Essence and Jet, they kind of told the story of what a black woman should be, in mainstream. But what I'm seeing now is just the authentic layers of black women.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, Tiana Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
Angela Rye, Kamala Harris, Keisha Lance Bottoms,
Sheesh.
even
Bottoms up.
Omarosa. You know what?
No,
I know she ain't
nah.
coming to the barbecue. I know she not coming to the family reunion, but
What did she do?
You know what? She don't count. You're
Right. I was
Yeah,
like,
wait.
where are you going with this?
You're right. You know what? She's
You
not on
tried it though.
You know what? Shout out to my girl Robin Roberts while we're on that. Robin Roberts, if you guys watch Good Morning America, did y'all
I
Wait a
saw
minute.
the video.
did you
that
see?
part.
I saw the
so
video.
You saw the
Yeah.
feed.
Mhm.
Bye Felicia
Mhm.
made its live debut on Good Morning America.
About 2 years
love
late,
it.
but it's all good.
And it's like
But
old
it's
kind of
big.
now. It's kind of old.
But
now.
Robin is our auntie. You know she ain't gonna be on like
That's a good
the
point.
latest, you know
We
what
can start
I'm
saying bye, Felipe.
Like, I mean, bye, Felipe. So, Mark, tell me about Black Girl Magic. What's your thoughts? 2017, Keisha Lance Bottoms, the Alabama votes. I mean, did black women not save the day recently? Shout out to Alabama black women.
Sisters, as they always do, held up the voting, especially in Alabama.
Yes.
There was a turnout that they never expected. That was well past what they thought would occur. So honestly, you got to give sisters credit. They have just, especially in the South,
Yes.
they have just done what they've always done and hold down this country, especially based on everybody you all talked about. That's the last. I mean, with the year coming to an end, they're the last ones to wrap it up.
And that was a tight race too.
tight
Oh,
race.
yeah.
Very
the
tight.
Atlanta mayor race was a tight race too.
Yep.
802 votes was the final count. I want to.
Everybody
Wow.
want to
Yeah.
recount.
She's
Yeah.
today. She's just formally asked for a recount. She had to wait till they were certified.
Okay.
Legally, you have to wait till the votes are certified. Once they were certified, then she had a legal time limit to ask for a recount. So she's asked for a recount now. So it'll probably be done, I think they said, by Monday. And then after that, it'll be a wrap. I think the last time they had a
Wow.
recount, they said only one vote. It was only a one vote change.
Wow.
Second
Oh my
black woman mayor, right? Second to Shirley Franklin.
Yeah.
That sound right to me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Amazing. We done went from Shirley to Keisha.
Mm.
I'm about to name drop
Go
Uh-oh.
for it.
Tiffany Haddish.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to
Record
Tiffany. Yeah.
breaking, game changing year.
Yes.
That you know
Yeah.
what? Let me tell you what I like about Tiffany Haddish. Authentic, real,
Mhm.
humble,
Unapologetic.
graceful,
Yeah.
funny as hell. Like Ryan, what you think, man?
Yeah, I rock with her. I saw her on what was it, like Stephen Colbert when she came out and she just started like jamming, like she just started
Yeah.
she did, like 2 minutes
She didn't
straight.
care.
Yeah,
She didn't
came out,
gay,
like-
gay, all that. Yes.
So I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And I never, actually, shame on me. I haven't seen the Girls Trip yet. I've heard all the amazing
Me
things
neither.
about it. But
What? Wait, what?
I haven't
Stop,
seen it.
stop,
Is this a
stop,
record to
stop?
stop?
Stop the taping.
I haven't seen
What?
Is it because it's called Girls Trip and you guys
No.
felt like
no.
okay?
I mean, I saw
You just ran
Bridesmaids
out of
and just
time.
don't. But no, I haven't seen it. But
Yeah.
I didn't get around
it's
to
on,
it.
It's on. Yeah, it's definitely.
Cam, you seen it right?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the movie?
Yeah.
First of all, I roll to both of y'all. Y'all should see the movie before the year is over.
Okay.
But I thought the movie was great. I wasn't sure because those movies can get very templated.
Blackish.
Right.
They can get very templated. And you can be like, okay, I've seen that, done that, whatever. But I was surprised. I was like, it was really funny, and I thought all the like important parts were going to be in like the trailer. But then when you
Yes.
watch the movie, you're like, oh snap,
Yes.
this really is funny.
Can I say this? Issa Rae, Insecure, Girls Trip, Tiana Taylor, she's got to have it. This year was all about ushering in a lot of sexuality with black women. You don't see that. You go early 90s, you go 80s. I mean, outside of Spike Lee's stuff,
Sure.
right? We couldn't be sexual unless we were in a video.
Right.
It was mystical, no limit. You know what I'm saying? It was shake it fast, danger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was one lane. You know, Jay-Z, Big Pimpin', we on the yachts, you know what I'm saying? The video vixen. But the layers of sexuality that has been unfolding this year has been amazing. And what I like most about Girls Trip, he wasn't afraid to go there. Will Packard, I believe. Wasn't he the creator of this movie? Does it
I believe so.
I think it is.
We gonna run with that.
I know.
That sounds about
He
right.
he allowed us to be sexual beings in this movie.
Mhm.
And for once put the men
Be okay
on the
with
plate.
it.
Put the men on the plate. Shout out to what is it?
Kofi.
Kofi, honey.
Queen Sugar.
Woo.
Now that you mentioned that.
Shout out to him being in the movie and putting himself on the platter for us to eat.
Great food.
I gotta move into the next thing. Why?
Oh, Fenty.
Why?
Oh,
Fenty
this is Reed's year, wasn't it?
Beauty.
This is
Yes.
Reed's year.
Shut
This is Reed's year.
down the internet. Y'all talking about Kim Kardashian, KKW Beauty.
I don't talk about that.
I mean, you might not, nobody at this table might talk about it, but it is being talked about.
Sure.
We talking about Carly and the lip kit. Look, Fenty Beauty came through with 40 shades of blackness.
Yeah.
Okay?
Which is needed. I don't know if people
So
know, but it's
needed.
hard to blend
School 'em,
black.
Cam.
Okay,
School
it's
'em.
hard
Why is it hard?
because the melanin, the way our tone is set up,
Lighting.
Lighting. Like
Thank you.
sometimes, dark skinned women, you can't get that foundation that matches you perfectly, so you gotta mix it and you gotta do all this extra stuff.
So school
Guys.
me is that's how the Rihanna line is different from Kylie's or whoever else's. Is because
Revlon, Maybelline, absolutely.
More options,
CoverGirl.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna even go back to the old school fashion fair. I don't know if y'all follow.
Sure
y'all
don't.
Look, that's too scale. But Jet Magazine, would cover fashion fair. It was like this makeup line made for black women. I think it was made by black women. But it was all about mahogany and dark, like, I don't know, raspberry kind of tones.
It was the only makeup that was made with people of color at that time.
Yes.
It was the only one, so it was what everybody went to, and it was
Yes.
it was on Jet. It was in the barbershop for like 6 weeks,
Yes.
and it was on the inside of Ebony, and then when
Yes,
Essence came
Essence
out,
magazine, yep,
it was
yep.
the only one that black women had.
So oily. So oily, too, by the way.
Don't oil
But
keep you young?
You know what? Well, it does make you got to keep moisturized and hydrated. I totally agree. That's a little Black Girl Magic tip. But getting back into the list of Black Girl Magic, and we're going to kind of wrap it up with this. Erykah Badu hosts the Soul Train Awards. Did you guys see that?
Heard wonderful things, did not watch it.
Oh,
but-
y'all
I
tripping.
didn't.
Okay, Erykah has been giving us a lot of creativity. If you follow her on Instagram,
I
she's
saw her
giving
hairy
you-
armpit today.
Oh, I love it.
I know, it was great.
Be
Wow.
free, honey.
Yes.
Like, she is revolutionizing being yourself and being authentic and giving 0 F's about it. I think she's the chairperson of Black Girl Magic, if not the CEO. So if you're not into Erykah Badu, I think you need to kind of like get into that area.
Seriously.
So,
where does Beyonce fit in that?
the queen is in a category.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Are you the beehive?
That explains
She's
it.
somewhere with us here now, as we sit at this table
Oh.
and commence on the things.
Beyonce,
Black
is that
Girl
you?
Magic. She's so here, like you don't. She's so here, like clearly. But
She's
no,
transcended the
I
omnipresence.
honestly think, guys, Black Girl Magic will continue to dominate.
Absolutely.
We are forced to be reckoned with.
Absolutely.
They try to count us out. They try
Absolutely.
to lame us. This is just the beginning.
Seriously. Honestly, outside of Black Girl Magic, I think this is the most best time to be black in general. Like,
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely.
And we're going to call this something. You know how you look back in time and there's the Renaissance era. This is going to be a certain era where people of color on TV and film
Exactly.
and books. And I don't know what it's going to be called. You can come up with the name, Antres. Feel free. You can coin the
I like
term.
Renaissance.
But we already used that. Black Renaissance.
Revolution, whatever.
Black and brown Renaissance?
Revolution. We'll say
Ooh.
that.
There you
Revolution.
go.
Right?
There we go.
It will be televised.
I like
Today's
that.
pilot brought to you by. No, guys, I got to move on to the next thing.
Okay.
bring it.
Black Girl Magic was lit, and I knew it was going to be the heftiest. That's why it was the first one. But I want to move it to 2017 Rewind. Hip hop. I'm
Yeah.
going to give y'all 2 words. Metro Boomin. Can we get into this hit maker from Missouri? 24 years old. 10% of the top Billboard 100 charts were from this man. So all your favorite hits,
Bad and
Bad and
Bougie.
Bougie Migos,
He's
Mask Off Future, right? Congratulations, Post Malone. This guy, 21 Savage, his
Kodak.
album,
Yeah.
Kodak Black, Tunnel Vision. This man is crazy on the charts right now.
Hungry.
He's the
Like,
new
Rob,
age,
what you got?
He's like the new age like Neptunes by himself.
Yes,
he's like
Pharrell
a one-man
Williams.
team.
I
Yeah,
agree.
he's Chad and Pharrell in their prime. Like he's legit. Like when they were like 70% of the radio, this kid's like.
Yep.
Yeah,
that right now.
yeah. He didn't get nominated for a Grammy, by the way.
That's a
Not
shame.
surprising.
That-
yeah, not
that-
surprising.
Yeah, that's to be expected. It's the Grammys. They mess it up every year. Let's be honest, but
Yeah.
it's still disappointing.
Yeah. Why do you like Metro Boomin?
Metro Boomin, he's got the sauce right now.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
listen, the drop. Metro Boomin wants
Yeah.
some more.
Yeah.
If Young Metro don't trust you, listen.
Yeah.
That's gonna set the records off. And he's even shown he just dropped a project with Big Sean, handled all the duties by himself.
Yes.
We don't see the solo producer taking on a full project that
No.
often
Yeah.
anymore.
No.
So to be that young and to be that nice with it, man, nothing but good things are gonna happen to him in the future.
Favorite Metro Boomin track?
Oh man, I'm a big fan of Bad and Bougie though. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was super hard.
Bad and Bougie.
That's difficult.
was
It's
like,
tough though.
Let me see. I guess when Donald Glover He got that
Yeah.
Golden Globe, and he went on stage and he was like, "Shout out to Migos." It was so random. Shout out to Migos for being the Black Beatles. Have y'all heard that Bad and Bougie track? Like,
Through the
way to
roof.
put it in
Yeah.
the mainstream, right? I just like this cat. I didn't realize who he was until I actually had to research. I'm like, who is this? Like, these beats kind of have the same tone and the same melody. I'm like, who's doing this? Because I knew it wasn't Mike Will. Mike Will has a certain.
No.
He nice too, though.
Oh, I ain't hating on Mike Will. Let me adjust my glasses on that. I ain't hating on Mike Will, but there was a certain tone and a certain flow of 2017. And I would say that, would it be fair to say, Metro Boomin wrote the soundtrack to 2017?
Very fair.
Absolutely.
Very fair.
Like, all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So hip hop. Kendrick Lamar, 2017.
Damn.
Somebody take it. Somebody take it. Take it. It's hot. Go. What you got?
One of the best albums of the year.
Yes.
Critically acclaimed. Well, Kendrick's always gonna be critically acclaimed. I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't just Kendrick this year. It was a lot of good hip hop this year, though.
Yeah.
So, like, Kendrick
Yes.
probably held that. He probably held it down as the top. Maybe
It's
it's
debatable.
close. It's close. It's always debatable, but yeah, I mean,
But
he's leading the pack,
why?
right? He's like the new school leader right now.
Why does
Absolutely.
he deserve to be on the list in top 2017? Why does Damn deserve to be on the list?
I mean, I think like he's so nice lyrically. He's showing that you can be nice lyrically, but still have radio and
Popular.
still,
Right.
and still have popular music. You don't
popular
have to
music.
be all the way conscious and
Just-
backpack. You can dibble
Wait a
and dabble
minute.
in both.
New term. What is backpack? I don't know.
I
What
mean,
that is.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
that.
his
It's-
Untitled album was a little bit more like it's like very conscious. It's
Yes.
very like it was a little alternative. It was a little different. It wasn't a lot of stuff you can play on the radio. To me, Dan was like his blueprint. Like it was like Jay-Z's or T.I.'s Paper Trail. Like it was the one that it's the one that introduced him to like a wider audience. I mean, he was already like black people already like rock.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but this was
Yeah.
his album that kind of put him out to a wider base. He was already
Mark,
out there. But
you're a DJ. Talk to me about Damn.
I mean, Dan was impactful to me because it was literally like it's that stomp out of the box that shakes around and
Yes.
everybody's looking. Black
Yes.
people know it's coming. White folks are like, what is that? And they want to not like it, but it's like that feeling that gets inside you and you can't fight it. And,
Yeah.
you know, when you are a rapper who is yourself, you're non-apologetic, and they're using your sound because it's so good on NBA bumper music on the breaks.
Yeah.
And when you're on commercials
That-
with it
yeah.
straight clamp it,
Yeah.
people on TV,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's Kendrick Lamar, and all the black folks are like, "See, I told you that damn rap was good."
Damn, no pun intended.
Yep.
But
Yep.
let me just add something to this conversation on Kendrick Lamar. First of all, he's a fellow Gemini brother. I'm a Gemini. And when
Shout
I
out to the
listen to
Geminis.
his shout out to the Geminis, when I listen to his lyrics, when I listen to him tell a story, when he talks about how he thinks, how his thoughts process, how he is an anti-social extrovert or introvert, antisocial introvert. If that doesn't define me, I mean, like seriously, like I have to have that space of creative. I have
Yes.
to be able to go away and kind of like unplug, if you will, so I can get in tune with myself. And I think Kendrick ushered in not just a layer of consciousness of Black culture and the African diaspora and politics and government, but he also ushered in, from a male perspective, meditation, spirituality,
Yeah.
being one with yourself. I haven't seen that. I mean, well, it's not that it doesn't exist, but I just haven't seen it the way
He does
Kendrick.
it.
So, what's your
He's
favorite
so
song?
he's so creative. I
So
mean,
creative.
loyalty is good.
Loyalty, hey.
I like DNA.
DNA,
Hey.
but DNA is good too. But
DNA
it's
was
like
rough.
Okay.
He's so creative,
He
though.
also
Like
offered
Pride,
it with
too.
his story, talking about his struggle,
Yes.
talking about dealing with thinking about suicide,
Suicidal
Yeah.
thoughts.
and that's something that, especially in the Black community,
Taboo.
we don't talk about.
Right.
We don't believe in therapy. Therapy was always for rich white people. It was a shrink or you were crazy. And he's doing it at such a young age where it, to me, is powerful because it speaks to everything that's involved in a complicated human who's telling his story to the public, and he seemingly has no fears like we traditionally have. So it's literally like being birthed, like a flower coming
Yeah,
out.
Lotus is in bloom.
showing a whole new side.
Let me, and this will be the last thing I'll say about Kendrick. It's so much you can say about Kendrick.
I know.
I mean, Kendrick is a
He
whole
tells a story, though.
8-part series, right?
Yeah.
DNA. Humble was one thing. Loyalty is another thing. God, Element. There's a lot of tracks on there, and I love the fact that they were one-word songs, right?
Yeah.
But DNA exposed something that I just haven't heard in quite some time. I have power, passion flowing inside my DNA.
Yeah.
Power, passion, poison flowing inside my DNA. Like, he's giving you layers. He's giving you kind of like a sneak peek into the world of consciousness and Black culture. You know, there's a lot we carry generationally. There's a lot we carry in our DNA.
But see, the thing is, like, I feel, okay, I know you want to get on Kendrick Lamar, but Kendrick Lamar, like, he tells a story.
Yes.
And, like, he does that throughout his albums. Like, he tells a story. And I feel like the message is clear amongst us. But I'm like, when you have, you know, whether it's white people, whatever other races, it's like, it's just music. It's like, you're not hearing what he's saying. Like, I feel like if you actually true.
But can I say this? Chris, I'll let you go. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's funny that you say that. There's a podcast that's called Dissect. I don't know if y'all are familiar, but he broke down, and he's not of our culture, but he broke down to Pimp a Butterfly. He did a deep dive in each track, and he got it. And I know a lot of people that listen to him to get that breakdown that may not be in the culture and catch it initially.
Let me tell you something. They watching. They Googling, they know the lyrics, they write it down, they memorize it, and they are researching. This is what I love about Black culture in general. When you have a Kendrick Lamar do that, when you have him tell the story, you know, subliminally, you know, in your face, people research that. Oh, what do you mean by that? What does he mean? We have that flowing in our DNA. So they're definitely watching. SZA. It was her year.
Yeah, she had a good year.
It was her year. SZA and the Control album, her debut album, killer, brought another layer of storytelling to the forefront from a female perspective. So I thought she killed the game. Anything you want to add to that?
Another Black girl magic story. I mean, I kind of heard SZA stuff a little while ago. I saw her like a Afropunk a couple years ago. She was kind of bubbling under with the mixtape stuff. I mean, I thought she was dope then, but I didn't see this. Like, I didn't see her explode on the scene like this. Like, I heard Control, and of course, like, it's a different point
vibe.
of view. Yeah. It does fit the whole insecure. It's dope. I mean, she's telling a story that, you know, a lot of women are familiar with, and a lot of men are familiar with. So I mean, I think she's gonna be here for a while. I think
she's gonna be here for a while. There's a monument of her in the Brooklyn Museum.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Her Metro and
21
Savage. They got a freaking monument built of them, honoring the greats to come, or the game changers to come. So shout out to SZA for just changing the perspective. I thought Rihanna did a really good job when she got into the whole bad girl Riri thing. Yeah. And then SZA kind of is picking up that part of the storytelling.
Yep, and she's been songwriting for a while, so she's been here doing other people's records, letting them get the shine. Now it's kind of her time to step in front of the light, and that's the same camp as Kendrick.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they win.
Talk about entertainment, baby. You know, I already know that. So, guys, it takes me into celebrity news in general, and it could be gossip, it can be, you know, it can be shallow, it can be deep, whatever y'all want to do is Rebel Conversations. But what were some of the trending celebrity topics that grabbed your attention?
So many.
I know.
You want to go Usher or Kevin Hart?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Coin.
My view of Kevin Hart, like, I actually get annoyed now when he pops up. Like, I'm struggling with myself, okay? Because I really live on a do you mentality. Yeah. Like, that what happened, it is what it is. If whatever your wife chose to do, that's what she chose to do. I have no critique for it. Like, if you choose to stay, you choose to go, that's whatever. But for some reason, when I see him now, I'm just like, you need to just not be in the media right now. Ooh. I almost feel like it's like I don't know. Like, I feel like it's doing him a disservice to see your baby photos and all that stuff. I'm just like, I don't want to see you right now.
Let me ask you this. Is it because, it's too much too soon?
Well, go ahead.
Is it because of how he presented himself previously as super clean, positive, this is my rib, and then when you present yourself to be too much like Mr. Perfect, and then dirt comes on, like people kind of pile on a little bit heavier after that point? Is that why you're like turned off by him?
I do think it's what, you know, Antres said. I think it's too much too soon. Like, even though he may be remorseful, it just doesn't come across as remorseful because you're still like out here like, oh, I got freaking, what is it? It's not the Jungle Book. What is it?
Jumanji.
I got Jumanji coming up, so I'm in the Rock's
business
Instagram.
Business don't stop.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Yeah. But I don't need to see like your baby shower coming up, and I don't need to see the family photos. Like, I'm sure there's gonna be some holiday photo about to pop up, like me and my family, we chilling, whatever.
You know what? Like Cam said, the whole do you philosophy, I am a firm believer in doing you because we're all on a journey and everybody comes to a different part of maturity at different times. So no pressure, okay? My issue is Kevin Hart, to me, is continuing the narrative of black men not being self-aware when it comes to emotions, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to respecting your partner. Like, it's a continuation of that narrative, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I did look up to Kevin Hart. I mean, I think he is a phenomenal. He's only 36. You know, he's a multimillionaire. He's changed the game. He sold out arenas. You know, I mean, he's killer. I get that. But even in today's latest, I think he was on the Breakfast
Club.
Yeah, I didn't see that interview. But
I watched it.
Yeah. Was it? Yeah.
You know,
you didn't like it?
the part that really, like, and I'm never speechless, but I clenched my pearls, and I wasn't even wearing any, but I clenched my pearls when he said that, you know, the difference between his first situation, and I'm, you know, paraphrasing, but the difference between his first situation, Tori Hart, his first wife, you know, he left that situation. Like, I left that situation. I wasn't happy. This is him saying this. In this situation, I fought for my marriage. I fought for my family. Like, that's my rib. Like, she'll never be someone I attack. She'll never be someone I don't, you know, put my best foot forward and, you know, protect and honor. Like, she's up here. Like, she's my rib.
That's kind of backhanded to your ex. Like,
that's when I was like, you know, don't forget that there's another being. There's a woman who raised 2 of your kids. Beautiful.
Still raising,
right? Let's not disrespect her. And I get where he was going with it, but the soundbite just didn't sound healthy.
You got to understand at this point, he mentioned this in that interview that he was frustrated. He started to get, some of the comments got to him because now his new wife is getting drugged.
Yeah.
And now, you know, people are Team Tory or whatever, and she's saying what she's saying in the news, and neither one of us at the table know exactly what happened. So let's look at it from his perspective. He's the person that knows exactly what happened.
Karma.
Well, he told us he cheated.
Karma.
He cheated.
You know, and the only reason why I say that is because, like, I'm not gonna have sympathy for you because you had no problem dragging your ex-wife when you're doing your comedy show. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
You know, so I'm not gonna sit up there and be like, oh, dang, I'm sorry, Kevin. Like, you know, dang, your wife. I'm sorry. No. Especially when your wife knew about your other wife and was still in, like, getting involved. Like, no.
So,
I'm not gonna do
so
it.
what would have been like? Would have been perfect for? What would have been fine for him to have been like? All right. So like, what apology could he have offered to make it?
Forget the apology. Take a time out. You don't have to jump back on the scene.
You got
like
movies. Jumanji dropping this weekend.
Kev drops 30 movies a year.
Right.
He's in control of his career more than you think. Take a chill pill. Take a moment. Be respectful, you know, of yourself and your family. I don't like this forced thing where I have to stay current, I have to stay moving, and I have to stay on the scene. And I get millions of dollars out behind that, but you're human, you know. And he always preaches that I'm human. He always preaches I'm just an average person. Like, well, you're kind of like competing with that message, you know. And I'm just gonna end on this because we can go to Kevin like all day. But Charlamagne the God brought it home, and it kind of goes off of someone saying, I think you said being perfect, the perfect image.
Right.
You know, Kevin Hart was here, and he was the perfect guy, and, you know, he's father of the year, husband of the year, guy of the year, whatever. He talked about his rib, Iniko, you know, bringing her way up here. She's on a pedestal. I would never go after her. I would protect her and all that good stuff. So he does his whole speech about Iniko, and then Shy the God just shuts it down and says, so what kind of side you like with your ribs?
Ba-doom-ting.
Right. Set himself up.
So the Carters have had an amazing year.
Yeah. It's funny. I was going to say that. I was like, so like if Kev would have offered up 444,
See?
like, eliminated, right? Because I mean that's like because women were like, oh, how you cheat on B? And then like, oh, they're like, oh,
They heard his perspective.
It was so heartfelt. It was so genuine. It was like
The Carters are a machine, first of all.
well,
Facts.
Jay's the greatest of all time. So I mean, I forgave him.
I'm not going to argue that.
Absolutely.
No, the thing is, like, it's not
The
even
show
like.
was lit, by the way.
Yeah.
The show in Atlanta was lit.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
amazing.
those
Amazing.
jumbo screens.
Look. First of all,
He's a
don't jump
legend.
on my case, but
Okay, sorry.
I'm not into the Carters like that.
Okay.
I give respect.
Oh,
No. I'm not a hater. I give
Okay.
respect when it's due. Like, you're talented, you're
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah.
There's no shade.
Yeah.
But am
Yeah.
I like the #1 fan? Am I at the concerts? No.
So B kicked it off this spring, announcing pregnant with twins, Rumi and Sir.
You know, hold on. First of all, okay, I get it. You want to talk about the Carters? I have an issue.
Cam, don't kill my high.
I'm not killing the
Go
high.
ahead,
She
go
had
ahead.
them babies,
Go
right?
ahead. Them
She
babies,
she
go
posted that photo
Mhm.
showing off her babies and her body.
Mhm.
I do not think
Mhm.
those photos are like pro feminism.
Ooh, why?
I don't think, because I feel like you're not like, okay, a lot of women deal with like body issues and insecurities after having a baby
And fertility issues.
and fertility issues.
I agree. Mhm.
I feel like, I get it, it's Hollywood, but I feel like when you post those photos, you're basically saying, look at me, look how I bounce back. And it's like,
It's inspiration.
it's not, because
So-
they have the money to get it sucked up out of them and stuff like that. To me, I would respect it more if you kept it real. Like, oh, I got a tummy tuck and,
I don't know, man. Post pregnancy B is pretty thick.
man.
I don't know, man.
That's true.
Wait a minute.
That's
Wait a
true.
minute.
No, but I'm just saying,
Oh, man.
like, I get it. Like, you want to say, like, look how great I look and I got my babies. But at the same time, I feel like the women who follow you, I'm not saying all of them, but I do think that some of the women, it's like, dang, I got all these standards to live up to after having babies. I got to bounce back. And
You
But I think that's on
I
them.
support you. I support you in your point of view
Understand.
because
Yeah.
it's Rebel Conversations and everybody can't be pro Beyonce and pro Carter's. Can I get your perspective on that, Mark?
I mean, my face is, you probably see my face being balled up because I don't get, and again, maybe it's because I'm not a woman, but that reminds me of the issue that somebody had with a woman on Facebook who was a trainer, had a kid, and was on Facebook showing pictures of how good she looked. And she got shamed because they're like, you shouldn't be able to come back that fast. And that's giving people a hard thing to follow up. And I'm like, if Beyonce can look like that when she has kids, and you're feeling pressure because you don't look like that, but you're not going to the gym 5 days a week anyway, that sounds more like a you problem
personal.
than you blaming her
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
whether she can afford to have a personal chef and have a trainer to work out 4 days a week,
Or tummy tuck.
or tummy tuck, or fly to India and get some super surgeon you can't get here. How you gonna hate on her or be mad at her because you feel pressure when you aren't willing to put that commitment out anyway? I mean, that's like me being mad at a dude that all the women are swooning over in. What you said earlier, like the on
Oh,
Kofi.
Kofi. Look, I'm not eating brown rice, chicken breast, and broccoli florets 4 times a day and doing a.
he probably not
crunches.
either.
But again,
You never know.
I can't be mad at that man because either I
He's
need to
Nigerian.
get
It's
my ass to the
natural.
gym, or I need to go all the way and
Yeah.
just have me some brown
Yeah.
liquor and
Yeah.
a brownie and keep it moving.
Right.
Let me tell you why the Carters ended up on the list of 2017 Rewind when we're talking about
Lion
news
King.
and headlines. Lion King is one thing, but I feel as though they are modern day Huxtables. Very transparent, vulnerable. In regards to her sharing that she's having twins, what I got from that is, and people may know this, but she suffered from miscarriages. Okay. There was a lot of issues in her relationship as exposed via Lemonade, as exposed via 444. What I like about Beyonce, my perspective, is that she shares the resilience. She shares the get back, the redemption. And honestly, we don't hear that story quite often about black women in their relationships and black men in their relationships. It's always the demise of the relationship, the crumble, the divorce, the separation, okay? And when her showing that, from what I can, I know her personally, right?
Yeah.
But from just
She's
talking
here.
to her and having brunch, she's here with us, right? From just talking with her and us having that dialogue, y'all know I'm joking, right? But just us having that dialogue, what I get from her is she wants to show black women how to persevere even further and not be ashamed of it. Those twins mean a lot, in my opinion. For as a sister who's had some really bad relationships, who's made some poor decisions in relationships, she is the hope. I've cried to Lemonade. There's so much behind her, and she's giving it to us her way. She's defining it herself. She's the controller of her own story. So I just got to give it up to them. Jay-Z and the 444 album, for him, if you saw the New York Times interview, for him to drop Jim on manhood and coming into maturity and being self-aware and going to therapy, there's so much this family has offered us in just 2 albums and just one Instagram account. Beyonce hasn't done any interviews.
This is the most
She hasn't
relatable
launched
story.
any.
This-
She hasn't wrote a book. She hasn't done a docuseries. I mean, the last docuseries was What Dreams May Come or something like that, but that was a few years ago. They've given us less, but a whole lot to feed off of. Like, what do you think?
mean, Jay-Z's been a trendsetter for forever and a day, and Beyonce as well. So when you have Jay-Z dropping an album like a 444, a kind of a grown-up classic, so to speak, and he dropped the videos to accompany it, the footnotes, that was next level. You never, ever, ever see black men speaking that candidly, especially famous ones.
Will Smith.
Absolutely.
You know,
Chris Rock.
Rock.
All of Meek Mill, all of them. You don't see them speaking that candidly on and being so vulnerable about relationships and their issues and what the struggle is like, because we're raised not to speak about it because that shows weakness, allegedly.
Right.
It's a part of growth.
Right. And Jay-Z's 47, so... But again, some people kind of give him the knock, like, oh, he's 47. He's supposed to be grown. He's supposed to be XYZ. But still, he could just as easily still be on Money, Cash, Blank.
And he could still be on
if
that.
he wanted to.
And there are
because
some
it sells.
47-year-olds.
Exactly.
I mean, P. Diddy. I mean,
Right.
you know, like Russell Simmons. You know, like, I'm just
he could
saying.
be.
Here's a question I have, especially for the two ladies. You all feel Beyonce, you're into it, you understand what the story is she's telling. And for people who are in the beehive, who have dissected it, not saying you two are, but people in the beehive who've dissected it, I can get it. My question is, outside of true fans, how many sisters do you think really have taken note to what she's saying in that album? Because I'll be honest, I never paid it, outside of just being a DJ and what would make people move, I didn't even acknowledge or look into what it was saying until we were doing these broadcasts. And you spoke of it like literally you had heard a sermon.
Right.
That's because she part of the beehive.
You were reading it. So I said, okay, wow, obviously, let me go figure out what it is and listen to it. And I started listening to it with more depth.
Yeah.
I just, again, wonder how many sisters that aren't just real Beyonce fans, how many sisters do you think?
It's not, everything is not for everybody.
Right.
And when I know you know that, but when anybody tells their story, the goal is to, number one, give a testimony. Number two, help those who hear it. We don't expect and I know you're not saying this, we don't expect every black person or black woman to get Beyonce and what she's going through and what she means. But she is a ripple in the wave of change. She is one of the many ripples. I'm not saying she's the alpha and omega, but she is she has a huge impact to black girl magic and women in culture and,
more so now than when she first started.
Absolutely.
Well, that shows the evolution. So it shows you that we can go from pop bubblegum to actually consciousness, to actual spirituality.
The Black Panthers at the Super Bowl.
How about
But see, all I ask is that people think for themselves.
Absolutely.
To his point, if you're in the beehive, a lot of beehive or bees, I don't know what you call them, they just jump on the bandwagon simply because it's Beyonce. Like, they're not really dissecting it or going into depth about it. It's just like, oh, Beyonce.
You're going to get that with
it's great.
stars.
You're going to get that with stars in general. I mean, Michael Jackson. I understand a lot of Michael Jackson, but man, you play a Michael Jackson song, I'm on the floor. I mean, it's nothing. It's no pause. It's nothing to think about. People been standing. People been fanning and falling out. Belgium, Germany. This guy comes out, and all he has to do is step out of the freaking motorcade and wave his hand. And I mean, like, this is not the first time that we've kind of lost our minds, but I appreciate the debate, and I appreciate the dissection of it. The one thing I will say, and then we can kind of like move on from the Carters or whatever, reversing the generational curse. We got to see it up front. We got to see Jay-Z single-handedly go into his lineage and turn the tide in the Carter family. The same with the Knowles clan. Solange and Beyonce are absolute testaments to changing the generational curse that is the Knowles side of the family. Matthew Knowles, Tina Knowles, that relationship crumbled. Infidelity, lies, power struggle, all that good stuff. He's still a part of the family. He's silo. He ain't coming to
I'm
the
just
family
saying, like, the
reunion.
way like he gets like treated
I mean,
what you see.
But
It's
that's
almost like
real.
it didn't exist.
But, I mean, y'all ain't got that that in y'all black family? It's a lot of uncles that ain't invited to the family reunion.
Well, he
or,
not the uncle.
pops,
He the dad.
pops, dads,
Granddad,
whatever.
yeah.
That's not new. There's a lot of folks in black families that are not invited to the picnic.
No, I'm not
True.
contesting that. I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
yeah.
like, I don't like. I meant like literally like him. Like he seems like he's kind of like
Disappeared, just fell all the way back.
yeah, like but when he does make an appearance, it's always kind of like what are you
What are you
doing?
doing?
Yeah, what are
Yeah.
you doing? That's what I mean.
He's
like,
been
what-
cast away.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
what's happening?
His cousin face
Yeah.
soul food.
Well, I challenge my audience to get into it, and these are just conversations, discussions, dialogue, but I think Beyonce is a game changer. She's beyond a game changer. She's like revolutionized albums, and how they drop. She's revolutionized
Well, that's true.
the voice of what R&B can be, because people are saying R&B is dead,
Shout out to Chance the Rapper. I'm sorry, that made me think of that
Yeah.
because when you were saying like
Yeah.
revolutionized, like
Yeah.
he is like
Yeah.
he's done incredible.
He's
Absolutely.
a part.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say he would be a part of our hip hop conversation? We kind of
yeah,
left him
we
off.
Absolutely.
didn't talk about him, but
He was born
what he's doing
2016,
is
but
incredible.
Yeah. I would big ups to Chance the Rapper. I agree with that. But there were a lot of change makers way before Beyonce. I'm not saying she's the end all be all. I mean, shout out to Nina Simone finally being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of
Finally.
Fame. So she'll be a part of that finally, right?
Yeah.
But there's been a lot of revolutionary women in music and art. Beyonce is not the last, but I feel as though the Carters deserve to be on this list of 2017.
Absolutely.
Rewind. So let's get into some other things that hit off in celebrity news. What you got, Chris?
Man, Black China. Are y'all behind her? Are y'all
Black
team?
China, no. Black China, she a lion, no tiger.
Well, there you go.
K. Michelle.
Is
drop
there
that
more
on her
news?
song.
She's supposed to be coming out with an album.
Oh.
Oh.
Y'all turn your face.
Yeah.
What is
I
it?
just like the
Oh.
way she infiltrated the
I'm about to say
Kardashians
she's
like
first
a
one to
I know,
defeat.
right?
She's 1-0 against the Kardashians. All
That's
right?
true.
She got her and Tiger somewhere chilling right now, just laughing, making all the jokes.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the Cardi B effect that she's getting a project because
Yeah.
people see the personality behind Cardi B and it going from.
But Cardi B is Cardi B. Like she's
Yeah.
genuinely herself. Like
Yeah.
it can't be bottled. It's not like, oh well, if you do this,
Can't be packaged.
you are a stripper too. You can
Yeah.
do it. Like, no,
That's
like,
true. It can't be
that's what he said,
2017
manufactured.
was
It's
a year
not.
of the you can be a stripper, anti-stripper too package.
and I'm not throwing shade on strippers, but it's
No,
like
no.
that's Cardi
Can't-
B's
can't
past.
throw
Like,
shade on
don't think
strippers,
just
yeah,
simply because
Yeah.
it's a similarity there. Like,
Yeah.
She's made strides.
So, Black China, Cardi B, they're on the list. Going back to Black China, the point you were going to make was she's dropping an album and she's been working on some things behind the scenes
Sure.
outside of the wiggery and the lip gloss kits and all
Right.
the other good stuff. I think she deserves to be on the list because what she did was infiltrate the Kardashian family, and
but she can't have the name though.
Was it full of more? Was it moral? I mean, was the integrity? Was she? In
But what they do is not
self-alignment?
moral. So
I know. I'm just saying that it could be frowned upon or it could be celebrated, but I still think it's genius. I mean, there was something about her dating Rob and infiltrating that family, and I know a baby was brought into it, but
honestly,
know,
I feel bad for Rob.
yeah,
And
Why you say that?
I feel bad for Rob simply because even before the Black China thing, I feel bad for him because I feel like that family's a man eater one, but I just feel like
I agree.
he's lost in the shuffle, and I don't feel like Chris has done him a service. I feel like her attention has gone to all her girls, and it's never gone to him. I feel like he doesn't know, like, his capabilities.
Yeah.
Because Chris is a pimp, and Chris is
Yes.
working the products that make her money.
You're
Yeah.
right.
There
I
you go.
agree.
and she
prob-
don't make him no money,
No,
or
the,
he
No.
doesn't make her any money.
no. The problem is that
Except for them socks.
he was just the man
Mhm.
that was like the cut. He was the B-roll in that whole family.
Yeah.
The cat that fat,
Yeah.
drunk, getting in trouble, hanging out with Lamar.
But I mean,
he was
like-
Mhm.
B-roll of the family.
Ryan, what you about
Yeah.
to say?
But I mean, Brody got out of it, right? Brody Jenner turned out pretty well. Like that's
Yeah,
the
it's
one that kind
more
of snuck
Bruce's or
away.
Caitlyn's family.
But he has a different mom.
Yeah,
And
but like
dad.
it's still kind of
Literally.
like, well, shit.
It's so wrong.
I'm just saying.
I just caught that. I was like, wait.
No shade.
But I mean, I just feel like there's a way to get out of it. I mean, I feel like he's just kind of like I don't know. I can't feel all the way bad for Rob, but I do.
He
get
also
it.
doesn't have his
I do
dad.
get it. I do get it. Wow, shit. Again, yeah, that's yeah. I mean, absolutely legit. But I mean, I just don't. I just feel like with money. I feel like there's so many other things, positive things. Like I mean, I've seen millions of black kids grow up with no dads that turn like
Yeah.
amazing. So why can't this
Why
privileged
can't?
white
Well,
boy-
he's privileged, and I think that
Privileged.
sheltered, and
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I
turn
think
it-
he wants love, but just it hasn't been returned.
True. Yeah, it's something money can't buy, and that's probably what he's experiencing.
I don't think his mom ever like gave him, like you were saying, like ever gave him that kind of like.
Yeah, because he was so geeked about Black China because she like tried to help him lose weight. Like those like those things, those little things of support.
Somebody
I was
giving
saying.
him play.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Play.
Attention.
You have no idea how much how important those
Yeah.
things. Like there's a little support, and
Yeah.
especially
Absolutely.
who's kind of who's like legit fiending for it, who's like
Yeah.
very hungry for it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I still don't feel bad for him, but I mean, I get it. I really get it. I still feel like it could be channeled differently.
I'm gonna say this. There's real depression there.
I think so.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be like so,
Facts.
hard on Chris and her skill set in the pimp game. This man is depressed, and I feel he's probably one of the most realist Kardashians in that is raw emotion, whereas everyone else is kind of like fake aid. So I'm gonna give him props. That's just me not for being depressed or sad, but for being himself, whatever that is. He's not faking. He's not sugarcoating, and I can give him that respect. But Cardi B. So you were gonna do a comparison of Black China and Cardi
Yes.
B. Cardi
I know we're
B,
off topic.
Cardi B, let me tell you, Cardi B. You said authentic. She's herself. I feel like Cardi B just shows who she is. Transparent as a mug. I don't know nothing about Black China. I'm just gonna be
Gotcha.
real. Like Black China ain't got no personality. There's nothing to her that I know of, right? Except for the cute dimple. She's very
It's
cute.
gonna be a wait and see thing.
Yeah,
it's
just,
a wait and see
I'm
when
not
she
really
drops
sold
it.
on that. But Cardi B got a Steve Madden deal popping.
She's had
she
a hell
got
of a year.
Grammy nomination popping.
Yeah,
she
Cardi's
had
had a
the
year.
number one single
Cardi's
for
had a
whatever
year.
number of weeks.
First
Bodak
Lauryn Hill.
Yellow.
That's crazy.
Like, come on,
Yeah.
Her
like
and Lauryn Hill. That's crazy.
what was it about? Let me ask everybody at the table, and I'll start with Mark. What Cardi B, right? What was it about her that you maybe liked, didn't like, whatever your feedback?
I think Cardi B, I can't say that there was anything in particular I really liked about her. I think her effect was she came out so hard and so unexpected and she had a track record, had a story rather, that you were like, how did this chick that was a stripper who's talking about it, that had a jacked up mouth, come out and she's like banging dudes. I mean, she's banging hip hop in the head and has.
And she might be banging a few dudes too. Oh, you mean dudes in hip hop, or I mean, she is with my
like
guy
dudes,
Offset.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Anyway, that was good though. I mean, she just literally came out swinging like she had. I want to say she came out hard. Like I can't think of any sister in hip hop has come out that hard
From the block.
door.
From the block.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not up there with the icons of Salt and Pepper and Light
Little
and all
Kim,
them.
Foxy
Look,
Brown, MC Light. Yeah.
she's not up there with
Yeah.
them just from a growth of a career. But she came out hard like a dude in hip hop.
Yeah.
And plus, it's easy to root for. I feel like even if like
She's relatable.
she's relatable.
people's champ.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Her style and comedic, you know how she's kind of all over the place, a little extra that may not be for you particularly, but you can still see
It's
the
infectious.
authenticity. It's infectious, and you want to see somebody like that win.
Yeah.
What you think, Cam?
I was just gonna say I agree. Like I think she's relatable. I love a good underdog story. Like I love
That
people
too.
who you don't expect to
Yes.
succeed. And so I think that it's great that she's able to do it on her terms. She's doing what she wants. And I love that she is not conforming. Like she's just, this is me. You like it, you love it, you don't, I don't care.
Take
I'm
it or
gonna make my
leave it.
coin. I
That's
don't
right.
care. Shmoney, as she calls it, whatever.
Shmoney.
So
Plus, the song was a bona fide hit. Like it
Right.
was, like it was
Now,
a smash.
I will
like,
say
straight up.
this, and it's just simply because she did come out so hot. Like you have to be concerned about what you're gonna do next.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do next? Because it's going to have to meet the requirements of what you already did. People are going to be expecting you to bring it again. And it's kind of like what Lauryn Hill happened after, you know,
Miseducation.
Yeah, Miseducation.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, how do you follow this up?
Yeah, and
She
she
wanted-
didn't.
I know she did. Oh, sad day, sad
Right.
night. You know, but yeah, she's going to have to come back out. But I do love that she's just genuine.
Genuine
so.
in herself. Rod, what you think?
I thought it was cool because I had no idea who she was.
What?
Literally, no. I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
'cause I didn't watch the Love and Hip Hop or whatever show.
Oh,
she was on a
yeah.
show before, right?
Where
Yeah.
she originated.
Love and Hip Hop.
Love
Yeah.
and Hip Hop, New York.
I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So it's like I had to like I kind of caught late. Like I heard the song and I was like, "Who's this?" And they was like, "Oh, it's Cardi B." And I was like, "Oh,
Okay.
yeah." I was like, okay, cool. But like I like the song. But then like I saw how the way she galvanized. Like she had like such a following and people were like really like in real women who I respected really rock with it because they're like, "Oh, she's so authentic. She's from this is who she really is." Like.
Yeah.
And so of course you see like the Instagram videos where she just like talking to the camera like a homegirl FaceTimes the homegirl just talking real regular, real reckless or
Fashion
whatever.
Nova jeans,
Yeah, it's being real,
YSL.
just very
Yeah, hollow.
just very kind of hood millennial,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, that kind of thing. Is really, she is funny. She is funny and it's very infectious. She's got a really cool personality. She's likable. She's very
What I
likable.
love
Yeah.
is that men and women can rock with her.
Yeah, she's cool.
Because the story is of Cardi B is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's some
Very much
curiosity
so.
there,
Yeah.
you know. And like Cam is saying, I am looking forward to seeing what's next for her. You know, no pressure.
Lots of
But I am
pressure.
looking, you know, I am
Lots of
looking,
pressure.
I'm looking forward to that. So, guys, you know, I gotta tell you, this conversation has been so heartwarming and rewarding. There's so many things we could have got into.
Cap.
I know.
You know, Cal,
Oh my gosh,
NFL
yeah.
taking
Yeah.
knee, like
Tyrese.
Jamel Hill.
Tyrese meltdown,
Part
Jamel
two. Part
Hill.
two.
There's gonna be a part 2 to this. You
Okay.
know, I'm welcome to that. You know, even if there's like an off camera,
Sure.
you know, where we continue the conversation. You know, let's do that. You know, let's bring up those topics and continue the conversation. So the music is cued in, but I do want to end on this. Net neutrality, guys. Get into it. Find out what part you can play in that. As you know, the ruling came out today, December 14th, to repeal net neutrality, which is something that our previous President Barack Obama put into place, where that the internet couldn't be, you know, mama may I get in or mama may I situation where corporations and multimillionaires can speed up certain content, block certain content, and the small businesses, the vision makers, the startups, the visionaries, like all those people lose out on that. So this is the very platform we're talking about right here. We the people, you know, whether the information is shallow or deep, conscious or not, ratchet or, you know, raw, it doesn't matter. Like, we should all be in that fight together as a voice. So this is the pilot episode of Rebel Conversations. Any lasting remarks?
I appreciate the invite.
Yes.
That's number one. I'll be checking week to week.
Absolutely.
You got a fan in me.
Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you were here. Glad you were here.
Thank you for the invite as well.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm excited. I want to come back. I'm gonna come back.
I would love to have you back, Rye.
Absolutely, had a good time as always.
Yes,
Good
yes.
conversation, rebel conversation.
Absolutely. And Mark, you know I gotta ask my producer. Lasting thoughts, episode, pilot. What up?
This is great, and looking for 2018
Ow.
to be straight fire.
There you
Yes, y'all heard it. Shots fired. Oh. Hey, y'all know how y'all be in the club. Do we have that sound effect? We gotta have that. Like,
I'll bring that next time.
There you go.
That would give me so much freaking life. But guys, you know where to find me. The Robot Rebel Instagram. Follow me there. Facebook, I have a Robot Rebel page. Twitter, that's like my most like unfiltered space.
Shout out to Teach One Media.
Teach One Media is, and hey guys,
Envision
we
BMG
have
Studios.
guys, we have David Thornton in the room. He's quiet, you know, he's in the room with us, but I gotta tell you, thank you, David, for giving me the opportunity and giving us all, you know, young folks the opportunity to take in on this whole like startup visionary conversation, you know,
We cannot
content creators.
We cannot forget about the young guru, Bill Gates, tech,
Yeah.
black man in the back,
Hey,
super producer Kine.
There you go.
Kine was featured in, was it Essence magazine or Ebony? Ebony, you were the coolest black. We have
Hey.
the privilege of having the coolest black kid in
Nobody told me
America
that.
in
I didn't know
here.
that.
Shout out to him for producing Rebel Conversations theme song. Y'all heard it in the beginning. I mean, I just can't even tell you how lit that is. That's gonna be Grammy nominated. Yeah. But no, seriously though, guys, thank you so much for following us. Make sure you like us on our YouTube channel, subscribe to us, share it, like let the world know it's a new perspective. It's a new day, you know. And I'm not your average, and neither are the people I roll with. So that's what the Rebel Conversations movement is all about. So glad to end this pilot episode. The Robot Rebel Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Y'all know we out here. YouTube. Peace.
I need you to listen to the vision. All your verses sound like dirty dishes. I'm about to clean them in the kitchen. And we making money by the minute. I'm about to
David
go away
Smith.
different. I am just an
His
icon.